Hey, what's up you guys? It's Six, so welcome back to my channel. I am currently filming outside and it is cold and it is rainy. So hopefully the rain is nice ambiance, and if you hear my teeth chattering, no you don't. Today's video is yet another redraw. I'm sorry, it's so many redraws and I want to say that there won't be any more for a while, but that's not true because I have my holiday redraw coming up soon. I don't know when in December it will be, but it will be very soon. it will be here, so I can't say no more redraws. But I've been really enjoying them. Hopefully you guys are too. Hopefully you're not sick of them by now. I feel like you won't be because a lot of you guys have seen maybe the original pieces, but a lot of these were never filmed as speed paints, or if they were, the originals were Patreon exclusive like speed paints, so they're totally just things you haven't seen before. So, and plus these are redraws, so technically you're double not having seen it before because I'm doing things like making changes, alterations, things like that, obviously new updated artwork and all of that. So hopefully you guys are not sick of it by now. So this piece is one of my favorite stickers I've ever done. I think she is such a cutie little character. The idea was just to have like a little space alien astronaut type character, have her be like a little quizzical, like she's talking to like a human or some other kind of alien species, and she's just kind of like tilting her head almost like a puppy, like trying to figure out like, what are you saying, what's going on. Very, very inquisitive like, and so I wanted to draw this character again for many reasons, one of them being, of course, she is a monster girl, alien girl. I love that vibe. I love that aesthetic. And then just her color palette as well is so cute. And then the final reason being, again, this is one of my favorite stickers that I have done, and I just feel like I can do it so much more justice. That being said, there were a couple of changes, of course, that I wanted to make to this illustration. The biggest change that I ended up making was actually her outfit. Her outfit, I remember, was completely an afterthought. I wasn't thinking about anything at all other than just like getting something down on there. So I just gave her a tank top with ruffly sleeves, which now that I'm looking back on it, it's like, do the colors go well? Sure, because it's the same color as her hair and as her lips, so it's kind of like pulling that color through the illustration. It's helping guide your eye, whatever. Sure, that's amazing. Does it fit the vibe of the piece at all? No, not in the slightest. So I ended up changing her top to more of a halter. Again, I've been doing so many of them. You guys saw in last week's video, I did a halter top for the witchy character that we did, but I did another halter for this character because I was seeing so many like halter tops on Pinterest when I was looking for inspiration for this, and I thought it would be the perfect, just fit for this character, especially because it brings it up and it kind of makes it look more like a suit, because it goes up to her helmet. And then I decided to make it holographic. You guys will see in the render later. It was quite the challenge. I want to say it was very easy, and it kind of was in a way, but it also wasn't, because I don't know how to explain this. The way that holographic stuff moves is very interesting, so I was overthinking it so much when it came to like laying the highlights down. Laying the colors down was very easy, but the highlights, oh god, the highlights were another story. Speaking of things that were actually difficult to render, I had quite the time with her lips and her eyes in this video. I am not sure why. I think it was just the colors of everything. I did end up, obviously my style is a lot more rendered now. I hadn't really realized because at the time of making the original piece, I did a lot of shading. Yeah, I would put a lot of shading down and then I would just blend it all away. I don't know why I did that, but at the time of working on it, I was like, oh, it's so smooth, it's so blended, it's so nice. Look at all of this depth, this dimension that I have. Where is it? It looks like cell shading now. It is so weird looking back on this and thinking like, how long I spent, how much time I spent rendering these pieces, only for me to blend all of the hard work away. It is so curious to me how I managed to do that, and just think like, yeah, this is super you know, high contrast, very good, very amazing. And the original's cute, don't get me wrong, it is very cute. But again, it looks like shell shading. And so comparing that to now with my actually rendered style is so, it's crazy, because it looks so different, and it makes the colors a lot different as well. Like I said, putting down all of these shadows and having so much dimension made it so that when I color picked her lips, because, you know, it's again, it looks flat, it looks like cel shading in the original, so having like that stark contrast to like her pastel pink lips and then this teal on her lips, it didn't look so blown out. But when I was putting it down, it looked super blown out, because I had all of these shadows, you know, around her chin, around her cheeks, around her mouth, her nose, everything like that. It looked so different. So I was like, whoa, I need to make this a little darker. And then when I made it darker, I was like, this looks so desaturated now. So I was spending a lot of time experimenting with undertones while still trying to keep true to the original. I didn't want her lips to end up too blue or too purple or too pink, or pink too green. I wanted it to be like a really nice deep bluey teal. I still wanted it to be teal, but I also wanted it to read as teal and not as like a grayed out blue. So that was quite the challenge, but I eventually was able to settle on a little something. I, of course, had always had so much fun shining her lips, because that is my favorite thing to do, especially with these bright lip colors, getting to experiment with all of the colors for highlights and things like that. I really love doing like pastel purples or like vibrant purples and blues and greens. I think I ended up going purple for this one because her skin was pink. I'm not looking at the piece right this second, so I can't say for certain which color I did end up choosing, but I'm fairly certain it was purple. And I really liked how it turned out, whatever color I ended up using. But then it came to rendering her eyes, and I had a time with it for some reason. I don't know what it is about this this airbrushed eye technique for me. Sometimes it goes amazing, and other times I'm like, whoa, that looks rough. I don't know why. Sometimes it looks really soft, it looks really blended and pretty, and then other times I either like go around the outside and then make it too bold, or like I crisp up the edges and then it doesn't look airbrushed anymore. But I feel like I need to crisp up the edges because the edges are so soft that they're blown out and that you can't really tell, you know, where the iris ends and where the whites of the eye begin, and that's a little bit of a problem for me. I don't like that. And then highlighting it sometimes too, highlighting the eye colors, sometimes it's just not as vibrant as like other ones are in comparison. Like when I did the purple licorice clown, her purple eye was super vibrant, very pretty. And then I did this one, and it wasn't that. Especially the yellow eye. I was having so much trouble with that one in particular. The purple one, not so much. I mean, it was okay. It wasn't what I was going for. But the yellow one was it was a lot. It was a struggle. But I eventually managed to pull it out after a lot of tweaking. You guys will see me add so many highlights in her eye, which is true to the original, technically speaking. She does have quite a few highlights in her eyeball because I wanted to make them extra big, extra shiny, extra inhuman. So yeah, that was a bit of a struggle there. Her hair was easy peasy. I was so happy with it. Oh my gosh, it was so easy to render, easy to sketch, easy to line. It was, I am so thankful for her little twin buns. They are so cute and they were so fun. And so I'm really glad that I was able to get through that part pretty quickly, because hair is usually where I start to burn out and be like, I don't want to work on this piece anymore. I start with the face every single time because it's just my favorite part to do, and I feel like once it's down, it's like, oh, the pieces coming together, I can kind of see where it's going forward, and then by the time I get to the hair, I've already done the entire face. I pretty much just have hair and clothing to do usually by then, and so I've done so much, you know, because you do the face, the flats, and then you do the blending, and then you do the cheeks and the blushing and all of that, and then the eyes and all the little details on there, and then the highlights and all of that, and it's so much fun. But then it's like there's more. I have to do more. It's not finished yet, and I put all of my excitement and my hype and my energy into rendering the skin and the face and the body, that it's like, I got more to do still. Whoopsies. So yeah, usually the hair, very hard for me to trudge through, but it was super easy for this one, probably because it was such a bright, like, cutesy fun color. But yeah, I was able to get through it relatively quickly. By now you guys should see me rendering in the background of the illustration, so the little galaxy, and I will admit I cheated. I used the galaxy brush. Because I like it. It looks really pretty. I try to use it sparingly because I think it's supposed to emulate, you know, like a more realistic sort of like Milky Way type galaxy kind of look. But I just thought that so something that the galaxy brush does, it's under the lighting section in Procreate, if you did not know. And something that it does is when you pick a color, it doesn't lay down solidly that color, especially if you have like kind of a lighter touch. It will usually lay down in like a color adjacent to it. So if I pick a blue, then I might touch down and it'll be like a vibrant purple or pink or green, something, you know, again, adjacent to that kind of area, similar in tone to that color, and then of course it'll put down blue as well. But it won't be like exactly the color that you chose, and I thought that would be perfect for this piece because she is so colorful. She's got the pink skin, the blue hair, yellow purple eyes, you know, she's got the whole rainbow going on, and especially with her holographic top, that's got even more, because then you add in the greens and more of the yellow and all of that. I thought that would be really helpful to balance the colors out. In the original, it is such a muted blue. I don't know why it's so muted. I wanted it to be dark, absolutely. I wanted it to still be dark, but I didn't want it to be so gray. I don't know why I went with that. I did that with the other piece as well, the Space Girl alien that I did. You guys can see a sneak peek over here on YouTube Shorts, as well as my TikTok, my Instagram. I posted her everywhere because I was so happy with her. She was the second redraw that I did. I started with the purple clown, and then I did the Space Girl alien thing, and then I moved on to a couple of these other pieces. But yeah, I posted her everywhere. I was so excited. I was so happy with her. I thought she was so pretty. But I did that with that one as well. It was a very dark grayish blue background for some reason, so I tried to up it, make it a little more vibrant, more of like a deep purpley blue as opposed to just straight up dark blue. And I think that really helped elevate some of the colors as well. I had such a hard time figuring out what to do for her head, and I will explain because that sounds weird. Just because she is supposed to be inside this helmet, obviously. In the original, she doesn't have any shadow or anything or any lighting going over her face to insinuate that her face is covered, and I guess that's fine in a way because it is supposed to be a clear helmet. So I kind of played around with the idea of adding like a purple cast to it to make it look as though her head was inside the helmet and like it was being reflected on or something, and eventually I decided that I wouldn't, and then at the very end I was like, no, what if I put a very light purple over it? But I might remove it because, again, I'm thinking about it, it's like it's clear, it's a clear helmet. You probably shouldn't. It shouldn't be reflected because the space isn't inside her helmet. But what if it is? What if it is inside her helmet? What if the whole galaxy is just inside of her helmet? I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. I'm still debating on it. But for right now, this is the finished piece. I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, I want to give a huge shout out to my patrons. So, of course, we have Elise Thompson, Duran, Mandy, Sleeps, Created by Twins, Inkymu Art, Psychwalker Art, Fish Nor Flesh, Akita Kai, Watery Turd, and Daru. Thank you guys so much for continuing to support me every single month and making this video possible. I do intend to have my shop up. Oh my goodness, where is my calendar? As of recording today, it is September. Why do I keep saying it's September? It's November 25th. And I plan to have the shop up on the 27th, surprise, this Monday, Cyber Monday, is when this, not this video, but when this shop will be, ready to go, ready and uploaded. So I hope you guys are very excited for that. I have so much to do. You guys have no idea. I am freaking out. So yeah, when that is up and available, I will of course put an announcement over on my community tab. Anyway, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.